He's a rapper. He's a movie star. He's a father of 4. He also happens to be one of the best welterweights on the planet. It's Tyron Woodley Day on Food Truck Diaries. My man, I've been trying to get you on the show for quite some time.
We're here now.
You might be the only guy more busy than me.
You know what? I don't know if I'm busier than you. I think I'm just busy doing different stuff.
You have 19 shows.
Man, I'm a Jamaican. Dead ass.
Let's order real quick. What are you gonna get?
You finna order some healthy shit. I'm not.
Well, I'm on keto because I'm so thick.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, you look like a superhero, though. I'll do the fajita bowl with no rice, no beans.
Wow.
I know.
I want to do a bowl with rice, black beans. Can I do double chicken? No cheese. Nobody would like me if I hit that cheese.
You're actually, for the longest, and I've been proven wrong a million times on this, I always said, you can't be a high-level fighter and then do all this other stuff outside the cage. I said that when you first started getting into it, I'm like, God, it's a dangerous road, man, because you're 1 foot in, 1 foot out, and you're doing, you know, at the time, there's the UFC Tonight stuff, you got your rap career, you got your movie career, you got the family, you got your podcast, you got TMZ, you're doing all this stuff, especially before the Darren Till fight. I went, Woodley, he's making raps, he's doing this, he's the album release parties and movies. And I said, what do you think Darren Till's doing? He's in the gym working. So I feel like Woodley's gonna struggle. And it might be my own insecurity because I was that guy who was 1 foot in, 1 foot out, and I couldn't compete. So I'm like, oh, most people can't. But then you, Daniel Cormier, like there's guys who, they're doing it at the highest level, doing all this, and it's like, well, no, Brendan, that's not true.
If you think about it, it's the concept of the Renaissance man, right? The Renaissance man was somebody that did a lot of things good but did nothing great.
Yes.
That was his ass. That's one person.
Yeah.
We're taking our mindset of sitting on our gifts. What you're really doing is God gave you a gift to do television, to do stand-up comedy, to be a fighter, to be an athlete.
Yeah.
And you have made the choice that I'm only gonna focus on athletics because everybody else has put me in the box. How can you tell me that I can't rap about being in the ghetto or being homeless or being in gangs or being shot at or being in the club or being VIP or being rich or being broke? This is an expression. So what music did for me is provided an outlet because fighting is not what people think it is. I'm a fighter because that's what I'm contracted to do, but I'm really an entrepreneur. I'm a father. I'm a friend. You know, that's what I am more 362 days a year. And the other 3 days, I beat somebody's ass.
Yeah, fighting's such a small percentage of what you do.
And it's so taxing on your mind. And then you fighting the wars behind the scenes. The wars behind the scenes sometimes are more exhausting than the actual fight. So when I found music, or music found me, however you want to say it, it gave me an outlet where I can be my own filter. I can talk about things that I buried a long time ago that this is a version of Tyron that you guys don't know, that I buried for, you know, years and years, and through the grace of God, I'm a different person. But God sent me a track, and I did this track called Pneumonia, and I took my mind to Hawaii, and I was back in the Keys, and I was with my homies, and I was chilling, and for that small moment, it gave me that escape. So when I went into training the next day, I walk in with a little bounce in my step, and I got a little bit of swag, a little bit fresher. So for me, it's 24 hours in a day. We're only gonna train at most, 6 hours, if?
Yeah,
that's a lot. Now I'm just giving a lot. I'm more on the conservative side.
Let's say 6
I
hours.
get in there 90 minutes, get my shit done, and I'm out.
Yeah.
So say we 6 hours, say we sleep for 8 hours. We still got a lot of motherfucking time to work.
Agree.
If you wanna go play Fortnite, Call of Duty, if you wanna go sleep, if you wanna go slide in people's DMs, that's what you use to do with your stuff. What I used to do with my extra hours is I'm planting seeds in the ground, I'm watering seeds, I'm stepping out of my bubble. In 2019, I said, I won't be in a fucking box anymore. So I started doing stand-up comedy. I started doing more TV stuff. I worked with Warner Laughlin, one of the top acting coaches. I've been working with for a year and a half. Then this music shit just went through the roof. And I found out, I'm an insane songwriter.
Yeah.
And I get the concept and I get the picture. And every time I write a song, I write it to be performed. I write it to be a video. And I think of the illustration and how I can animate it or how I can make it real. So I'm like, if this is something that's obviously coming to me natural, and it's something I'm good at, and it's something that, whether it's Wiz Khalifa or Atlantic Records, if these people see the talent, then why would I sit on that gift? It makes no sense.
I'm 100% with you. And don't you feel like you get validated being around those people. Because if you never met those people, it's always like, I'm a fighter. What am I doing? Because you've had the opportunity to meet these guys who are super successful in the rap game. And they're like, nah, man, you can do it. No, we know everybody.
And I want the real shit, though. Like, if my shit whack, I want you to tell me it's whack. If it's
the fans
terrible,
let you know.
Yeah, I mean,
although you can't bank on that.
The fans will let you know what their preference is. Some people may be heavy metal fans, or they don't look at your music as this is an artist doing art.
Correct.
They look at this as an athlete trying music. So they're immediately ready to criticize.
But that's their own insecurities. The same with me with stand-up. Oh, no, you're a fighter, now you're doing stand-up?
Yeah.
Well, no, you're the one that put me in the bubble of...
You're an artist.
Yeah, I've always wanted to do this. But you have this memory of me over here.
Yeah.
I stopped doing that a long time ago.
Yeah.
I've been over here.
The thing I'm doing right now, I'm working on a project, and I'm getting artists. They just so happen to be athletes as well. So I'm doing a track here soon with Damian Lillard, Iman from the Rockets. It's a boxer named Showtime out of Houston, Texas. Extremely animated, but he can rap as well. And Chad Thomas, who is played for the Cleveland Browns, is at the University of Miami, making beats at the same time.
Yeah.
We're soliciting him as well to produce the entire deal and also feature on the deal. So now it's kind of the concept that Uninterrupted have, more than athletes, without using a slogan. But it gives us an opportunity to showcase you. Go to Oakland and see where Lillard's from. Go to Miami and see
More
what
the
these
better.
guys. And show them the content. Show us in the studio cooking up. Show us listening to beat, coming up with ideas, making the hook, redoing it over and over again. Now it's going to give the credibility. So now when people listen to it, they respect you as an artist and they give you an opportunity with open ears.
And
if it sucks, it sucks.
Lillard's still going to score 30 points.
I'm
but
still
he's
gonna
good
knock
at
somebody
this
else
too.
out.
You know what I'm saying? But he's good at this too.
Yeah.
But everyone
he's
wants
a beast too, by the way.
He's a monster.
He may be, in my opinion, he may be in the top 25 right now of people I'm currently listening to. He's a beast, but
I think it's dope when you find someone like that. Like the other night I was at the Improv and Blake Griffin was there running his spot for Comedy Central's The Roast of Alex Baldwin.
Yeah.
And I don't know Blake that well at all. We've crossed paths a few times. Everyone's like, dude, he's pretty funny.
Yeah.
And even with my background, I'm like, well, he's playing basketball at Detroit Pistons. Can't be that good. And then I see his set. I'm like, oh, damn.
I saw him
This
on
dude's a
Cold as
monster.
Balls with Kevin Hart. And he showed a little
He's
bit of personality
funny, man.
there. And it's our job to choose if we're gonna really step up and say fuck what people say.
You
and
have
really
to
do it. You gotta do it.
Because you have to break the mold. Because back in the day, it was like, right, he's a football player. That's all he can do. But now in 2019, 2020, with technology, with access to everybody, different labels for you or different comedy clubs for me, like there's so much more you can do.
You gotta use your base.
Old school,
you know what I mean? You gotta use your base for sure.
You're right, brother.
I decided to do my own narrative because the UFC countdown, the UFC embedded in the Road to Octagon became very stock. So what you see on the fucking turf, everybody's doing battle raps. Everybody's pushing the sled, whether it's a 125-pound female fighter or a heavyweight male fighter.
It's all the same.
It's all the same stock. And I started to show people, hey, I got my ass whooped today in this gym by Sage. That's real life. Hey, I didn't feel like running. Now I got to do it tomorrow. Hey, I'm cutting weight. I don't know if I'm going to make it. People need to see the real shit. They don't need to think that we just some protein shake taking, fucking alfalfa sprout eating.
Yeah, but also,
people.
if you leave it to the countdown embedded, whatever their series is now, if you leave that to paint your narrative, you're as a fighter, anyone listening who's UFC fighter, boxer, if you leave it up to your boss, your management, to paint your narrative, you're insane.
Yeah, you are insane. Sometimes it works out well, but it's a roll of the dice. But
you can control it now, is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like you would think, and I think some guys are learning from what you did.
Yeah,
and
a lot of guys
doing.
are. Some guys are calling it, don't call your shit champ cam though, because as of a couple of weeks ago, that thing right there is trademarked. So
is it?
It's gonna be a whole bunch of
champ.
Hey, pump. Hey, it's too similar.
That Usman loss, I'm sure you're sick of talking about it.
Not really.
Tell me if I'm off on this. When I watched that, I went, oh, Woodley's not there tonight. That's not you.
My body was there.
Your body was not there.
You're
like,
my spirit was there. I think what happened was, when I came to Octagon, I do this stump, right? I get in, I stump. This is my house.
Yeah.
I piss on the fire hydrant. And I think when I stumped, my spirit left my body. And my shell was just there.
But it's never happened to you before.
You know what? One other time it happened. You were actually there when I fought Roy McDonald.
Oh, yes.
Very same thing.
That was a great fight, though.
It was like, I wanted to punch, but I didn't punch. And I was Usman, it was like, all right, you know, this motherfucker gonna come at you. He gonna try to press you. Gonna try to over-wrestle you. When he come forward, hit that motherfucker. Throw 1-2. Even if you don't hit him, let him feel your power. Let him feel your speed. Let this motherfucker know you mean business. So we touched up gloves. I felt great in the warm-up. Felt great in the walkout.
Camp was good. Everything was good.
Business is, I mean,
yeah.
I don't make excuses, but camp is camp. So we get in there, but I'm gonna do my thing anyway. I've been in there a million times with injuries and all kind of random shit. So he walked forward, and he was, all right, here he come. Finna hit this motherfucker. And it's right when he walked to me, he got within probably the distance of the camera, and I felt a battery pack just jump out of my back. And it never came on. And it was like, I was having conversations like with God. I'm like, am I losing to this motherfucker? I'm like, is he about to take my belt? Am I losing my belt tonight? Like, I'm having this random conversation, and to be honest, I don't remember the fight.
Yeah.
The only thing I remember is one time he grabbed me. I'm like, this motherfucker not finna take me down. And he picked me up and caked me. Wow. And then I was like, all right, this motherfucker probably gonna try to elbow me. Oh, shit, he elbowed me. Let me grab him. And it was just like the most elementary thought.
Isn't it very strange? It's strange, and unless you've been in there, like, there's times when I was in there, I'm not even thinking about the fight.
Yes.
I'm having almost out of body, like, conversation.
I had that the whole
Just
time.
like, what are we doing? Like, what are you doing?
Sometimes it's good, though, because sometimes it's
cool.
like when I fought Till, I watched that shit. I watched him better than you might see me southpaw, you might see me doing spinning back fist shit I would never do. But I watched his shit, and he kept, when you cutting weight, you go back to your bread and butter.
Oh, yeah.
He kept doing uppercut straight, right uppercut straight, on the pass. And I watched 3 or 4 times. So he gonna try to catch me coming in and lift me up and then push me back. So I kept feigning and feigning. And the second his hand did like this, in my mind, it says zzz, slow motion. So it's fast in real life, but in my mind, I see the punch, and it's the slowest fucking punch ever. Boom, and I punch off line, and we had been working on, my coach wanted me to knock somebody out with a left hook.
Yeah.
He said, you always knocking people out with a right. So when you look at the punch, I fade back, I punch offline, but I'm coming with this. This is what's supposed to knock him out.
Yeah.
This punch is the one that just set him down. So it's times where that's a great thing, the out of body, where you like, you zeroed in, but like some other times it'd be like, fuck, I had 3 fights like that.
When I watched the fight with Usman, just in your face, like, I remember there's a time when you're against the cage.
Yes.
And he's on top, and I see your face.
I screenshot that picture.
He's not there, man.
Yeah, I screenshot that picture. That's the only, I've never watched a fight because.
Nor should you.
I don't need to, because it's not me fighting. It's not like I was fighting at my best and now I have to go back and fix something. I was just out there. And to be honest, if it was me and I looked like that against me, I would have knocked me the fuck out. There's no way I would have made it 5 rounds. And I'm not taking away from Usman. He stayed focused. He was, whatever he needed to do, he did it. He went out there and fought against one of the greatest welterweights of all time.
Phenomenal performance.
He went out there, performed his ass off. I can never take that from him. And it doesn't matter if I was on my best or not. He was on his best.
Yeah, fans don't care, do they?
Yeah.
But you could just, it was so strange to see that, man.
And it was like a concept where I had to step back. And it's like, I've been doing this shit for so long, so many, movies, TV shows, broadcasts, hosting shit, music, training, entrepreneurial stuff. And I add things off, but I think what people want to hear me say is that I wasn't focused.
Correct.
That I was so focused on music.
That's where we all go,
right?
Album. Because that's the easy.
But in reality, had I knocked him out, I'd have been a boss. When I knocked out Darren Till and I dropped I beat your ass in the octagon, I was a G.
Type move.
But I didn't do anything more against Usman than I did against Till. It's just something that happened that I haven't really been able to put a thumb on, and I had to get to the point where I dealt with that.
Yeah.
And then, I went through a state of depression. I didn't want to train because me going to the gym, I would have had to face that. And what I did randomly 2 days ago, I didn't have no workout clothes randomly. I'm like, fuck. And I'll go into my office in my gym, and there's a pair of shorts there. And it's fucking the shorts I fought Usman in. And I'm like, do I put these fucking shorts on?
Yeah.
Or do I not? I've never trained in a pair of workout shorts, fight shorts ever.
Yeah.
Every single fight shorts I've ever had is framed up, I have it. Right. They're very sacred to me, win and loss. They all a part of the story.
Yeah.
But I grabbed those shorts, and on my way to LA, I threw them in my bag, and I said, you gotta deal with this.
Yep, you gotta face it.
You know what I mean? And I had to face, I said, you know what? I gotta put respect on your name. I said, no matter what happened to me, you beat me.
Yep.
So I have to call you champ.
Yeah.
I have to give you your respect, because to get to that point, it's not even about winning a fight. You gotta get to that point. And we all know how hard it is just to get to that point.
Especially
and then
in your
you gotta
division.
face somebody for the first time. I was promoted as a champion, I believe. I feel like this was the first time, in my opinion, I got the respect, at least from a production standpoint, where it looked like I was a motherfucking champion or the favorite. And with all that, and with just watching me, like on paper, there's nothing he can beat me in on paper.
No.
So
Bad
he went
matchup,
out there and fought that guy and beat that guy.
Yes.
Got to give the dude his props.
Yeah.
You know?
So where you at now with things? Back training?
Back training,
other
man.
stuff going on, but back training?
Like, yeah, I hit a switch. It got to a point, like I told you, I had a little Karate Man fat hanging over the side. And I looked at my body and I said, man, that ain't what a fucking champion look like. And I said, I made a conscious effort just to change. And I started going beast mode. And
But you got out of, I'm assuming you lost that fight.
no, I got out of shape.
Well, I'm assuming there's a bit of depression there, right?
Yeah.
So you go back home, you have 4 kids, you got your wife.
Gotta hug on your kids, number one. Number two, you gotta just really take yourself out of it. And I was really just to myself. I kind of balled up for a little bit, and I kind of was just chilling out by myself, and I wasn't around people.
What Usman did, amazing, right?
Yeah.
Amazing performance. But it's almost, tell me if I'm just off on this, it's almost a bit of relief because that wasn't the best Woodley we've ever seen. So it's almost like I lost, but it's not like if, let's say you brought your A game, he brought his A game, and you get beat. He just knocked you
Now
out.
I gotta go back to the table. Now I gotta watch the film.
Now you're talking about a different game.
Yeah.
'Cause now you're talking about a different game. Like I look at Poirier, Khabib, that's probably the result of that fight 10 times out of 10.
Yeah.
I love Dustin.
Yeah.
Dustin, you know this, I love him. But just that stylistically, that matchups, it's just not there.
You know,
That's not the case with this. So I
Another
feel
thing
like
is my path has never been easy. And you know, I was like, man, I got this album coming out. My album is insane. I'm excited about it. I got this release party. I got this after party. And I couldn't even think about the fight. All I was thinking about leading up to the weigh-ins and everything is like, fuck, I gotta make weight. Weight cut was fucking a pain in the ass.
You've been doing it forever, though.
Yeah, and I'm like, and like the fight didn't even really excite me to the point where I was like, I want to beat this dude to retain my belt. In my mind, it was done.
Yeah.
Like on paper, I feel like my toughest matchups are Carlos Condit, Robbie Lawler, the people that are behind me, Darren Till. Darren Till was a nightmare matchup for me. That's why I took it so
Awful
serious.
matchup.
And I trained
Wonder Boy?
21 days straight, no break. I left the UFC fight when Cejudo beat DJ. I was front row, and they thought it was so cute to fucking sit me next to Usman, to sit me next to Till, sit me next to Kobe. And I got mad. I said, I don't fucking want to leave. So I hit them up. I said, somebody come get me. They took me to the back. I went to Reebok. I said, give me some workout clothes. They said, give me some fucking workout clothes. They gave me workout clothes. I went to the back. Lady said, well, you don't have a badge. I said, ma'am, no disrespect. I'm going to walk past you.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do to stop me. I know you're doing your job, but I'm letting you know I'm going to walk past you. So are my 2 coaches, and we're going to find a place to go work out. So we find a place to go work out. We're watching a fight on TV. And at this time, I think DJ's invincible. You know what I mean? He's going through rematches.
Yeah.
He loses, and I got video of this, you know, one of my champ camp deal. And I look at my coach and said, if this motherfucker can lose his belt, any of us can lose our belt.
Anyone.
I said, this kid's young, he's hungry, he's huge, he got power, he's hard to take down, he's hard to hit, and he really believes he can beat me. And he really is gonna come out and try to beat me. He's not just talking. No. He was really about that action at that point in time. And I said, if I think about easing up, if I think about going like, you stay on my ass, you don't fuck, I don't care if I'm dying, you stay on me. And we trained 20, we put it on our calendar. It was a press day we had. You know the press tour you gotta do before the fight.
Peace.
I knew that date early. I trained 21 days straight, no break, until that date. I took that whole day off, rested my body, got a massage, and then I went right back into training again. Because I knew he was coming for me, and I knew I needed to make an example out of everybody that I'm older, he's younger, I'm doing music, he's not even fucking paying for his child support, and all he doing is thinking about me. And he's like Conor McGregor, he sold out Liverpool.
You also had to go to Liverpool.
Yeah, I saw this shit building up, and I'm like, you know what? He finna get that ass whooped.
And you did work.
That's
So what now?
Now it's time to redemption. Redemption is the best
Redemption
story.
meaning another fight with Usman, because obviously the Kobe Compton fight kind of fell through.
Yeah, I mean...
Well, I don't know where they're at. I guess
fight
Kobe
fell
wants
through.
more money. I guess.
Kobe is a fucking idiot. He had a deal. Like, I know that obviously he's with Dan Lambert, was with Dan Lambert.
Yeah.
So he had a deal. I'm like, fuck, I'm surprised they gave him that deal. He's never proved that he can be a draw. He's never had a pay-per-view come in and said, because Kobe Covington was on this card and the bullshit he did, it caused us to go up to 600,000 buys. He has no analytics on that. So he thinks he ball a shot caller. He goes in and say, no, I want basically 3 times that amount.
Stop, man.
And pay-per-view with no interim belt.
Don't you wish you were in on the meeting? Because you've been on the meetings. I've been on meetings.
I would have let him finish.
It hurt your feelings.
And said, fuck, I'm off.
That's probably what they did.
That's what they did.
And it's no disrespect to Colby.
Fuck out of my
literally,
office.
that's usually what they do no matter who you are.
Yeah, I mean.
Unless you're Connor.
If you think about it, like, you can't overshoot your value. And it's just ignorance on his part. Think about me, as I know the rate and I know the market value like no other fighter.
I want to talk about Let's get this food. I want to talk about that. Oh, thank you, sir.
Thank you, enjoy.
That shit look gravy like a motherfucker.
It does look pretty nice.
This is like an Instagram picture.
Talking about how Colby was kind of doing.
He overshot his load.
He overshot his load. Most fighters do, entertainers do. Everyone thinks they're worth more than what they're being paid. Everybody does.
Yeah.
Everybody does. But with UFC, it's kind of black and white. I didn't think you were being marketed correctly. I didn't think you were getting the respect that you should have got for a long, long time for a number of reasons.
Yeah.
And then you kind of had this tiff with the UFC, right? Like you had your fights with Wonder Boy, and it depends how you look at it, because it is a work of art. Like the style matchups and the way you're able to control the distance and land those big shots, and you had that dilemma with that. But you kind of had this tiff with UFC, and again, correct me if I'm wrong. You said if you could do it all over again, you wouldn't have put the energy into kind of battling with Dana and the beef.
This is the thing,
And before you go on, I was having a tiff with him when I was fighting, and a good friend, a mutual friend of ours, really good friend of mine, Rashad Evans, calls me. He goes, Brendan, I know what you're doing. Don't do it.
He told me the same thing.
And I went, what do you mean? He goes, trust me. Wait till you're either retired or when you're out of the game, and because you're only getting started as far as what you're doing in your other career. I'm telling you, it's going to exhaust you, and you're not going to win.
Yeah.
You're not going to win this battle.
I mean, Rashad told me the same thing, and the thing about it is, I've always been a man just to stand up for what I believe, Right is right and wrong is wrong. I don't give a fuck who it comes from. If people get to the point where they worship Dana and they worship the UFC, I always knew I was gonna be a world champion. I would have never started this hard-ass sport that demand all my time and energy in my body not to be a world champion. So it was certain things that I felt like on principle values were wrong. And I wanted to speak out on those things. Not so much for myself, because I was maneuvering around it. No matter what was happening, it still wasn't preventing me from winning, because you can do whatever you want to. You can set the deck and shuffle it however you want. But when you put that motherfucker across the octagon for me, he got to beat me. And most fighters are not going to be able to do that. So what I recognize is, and this is real recent, I'm not trying to act like I had this, epiphany at that moment, but as of late, like the last 2 months, I recognize this platform is not mine. This is a UFC's platform. They have allowed me to showcase my skills, and they have allowed me to show that I'm the best in the world at this weight class. That's a luxury. They don't have to do that. I remember when I used to fight for 500, I fought 3 years for free, just ticket sales. And to be able to go out there and make a nice living fighting, we take it for granted, because we see what other people are getting, and we started going, this is what I deserve, and I did more than this.
Start comparing.
Start comparing, and the thing is, we all got a different deck of cards. And I recognize that even if it was right, there's different ways that I can show what I'm saying without saying it. It was times like after the Darren Till fight, well, I didn't say nothing. Guys like you, guys like Luke Thomas, guys like Ariel Wani, guys like 5, 6, 7 other people that even had different opinions about me before then, said, hold on, what the Y'all kind of got over on us. Yeah. So I didn't have to speak, and I think like when you don't speak and when I'm silent and I'm quiet, I say when I'm quiet, I'm cooking. That's dangerous. When you don't hear me, that means I'm fucking blowing up something crazy. Yeah. And that's what I wanted to focus more on, because at the end of the day, like I said before, it's not my platform. I'm blessed to be able to use a platform, make a living. And could I go somewhere else and make a lot of money? Yeah. But would I have the access in music, film, and other areas, the books, is not the same way. Yeah.
I think that comes with just, getting older and just having a different perspective. Yeah. But also, I think one of the reasons why you became one of the greatest welterweights of all time is because you had that chip on your shoulder. Yeah. Like, that fueled you in the gym to another level. So, like, for me, when I was having my issues with UFC, nowhere near your level as far as success in the UFC, but I felt cheated, but it would give me this chip on my shoulder. Not in regards to being successful in the UFC, being successful outside.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, you're gonna stack the deck against me, you're gonna make me feel like this. So it fueled this machine to keep doing this, keep doing this.
I've always had the deck stack, so it's normal for me.
Yeah.
Since I was a kid.
Yeah.
It's always been, oh, look out for this guy. I've always been a guy that's been around the bubble, but it's always been, watch out for this guy. And I've always had to wait for my time to shine. And then I just say, you know what? When Muhammad Ali died, I'm like, why would I wait? Why can't I be great like him? Why do I have to look up to him only? Why can't I just become the inspiration for another kid? Why can't I do that? And I made a conscious effort to change my thought to just being the world champion to be the greatest of all time. And not just fighting, showing that I can do it in any form of art.
And you're doing it.
Whether it's doing paint and sip on the freaking, canvas, whether it's fighting, whether it's music, whether it's writing stuff. I'm producing now. So all these different things are just life experience combined together. And one thing that I found out is, tell me the time where I got into it with Dana and I yelled, and he saw it my way, and he changed, and they did what I wanted them to do. Never happened that way.
No.
So when you start thinking of compounding millions of followers and people that are gonna back everything he say, everything anybody say that's on their, what they would call their board of experts in the UFC, they're gonna jump on that. So I can yell and scream, and you might hear it for 5 seconds, but eventually it's gonna get crushed.
It's a waste of energy.
Some more drama's gonna happen, some more important news is gonna happen. Connor's gonna fucking punch an old man. And what I did, risking my relationship with the UFC, making it difficult to deal in negotiation, did shit.
Yeah.
So I just say, you know what? I'm just gonna fight.
And you probably feel better. You're probably happier.
Yeah,
right?
man, there's a lot of energy fighting. Shit, me and Dana has had some fights. We've been in each other's face. We've had some fucking altercations, but I'm just a man. And like, if I fuck up and I'm wrong, I'm gonna say I was wrong. And this time I was wrong, and I had to go and tell Dana, you know what? I was wrong. I was wrong in the situation. That wasn't my position to do that. You know what I mean?
And that's one of the reasons I felt for you after you lost to Usman, because I went, man, because of his history with UFC, Brad, stuff like that.
Oh, we knew it was gonna happen.
It's tough as it is. And when you lose a fight, and especially at welterweight, it's so stacked. So you're gonna go back to the queue, of the savages. But for you, I went, it's gonna be even harder now, man.
Yeah.
It's gonna be even harder.
I mean, the thing about me
that's
is,
why I think I felt so just kind of bad for you, because you didn't show up. B, like, man, they're gonna make
don't feel bad for me.
They're gonna make it tough.
It's a part of the story.
100%.
Like, when you think about, like I just shared with you, like, in high school it was always my friend Travis, and in college it was always Scott Barker.
You were never
Ben Askren. I was always that guy in the gym, and I was always the one that worked hardest. I was always the one with the most skill, but I was always somebody else getting a push, and they were getting the favoritism. And I've dealt with that for so long. So when I was walking into the fight with Usman, I should have known this ain't normal for me. This shit feel weird. Like, they promoted me like a champ for real.
Yeah.
I should have knew it was too good to be true. So when I lost, I'm like, the redemption story is my legacy. Me coming back and saying, at 37 years old, I gotta show you guys that I'm still that guy.
Yep.
I gotta show you that I'm still the best in the world. I gotta show you that fight, we all know that wasn't me. I mean, anybody who's watching me shadow box and say that wasn't Tyron.
Yes.
So, but now I gotta go back. I'm not gonna get an instant rematch like Kobe Garbrandt, or like Joanna Young Jake Check, or like Ronda, who stepped away from a long time, came back 14 minutes later, right into a title shot, or Holly Holmes has been in multiple title shots and only won one. That's not my deck of cards. So knowledge is power. I know my deck.
So what's your deck?
My deck, I gotta come back and
Leon Edwards?
I don't have to fight Leon Edwards. Leon Edwards is trying to build his name, and I ain't the gatekeeper for somebody to build their name off.
I don't think you're a gatekeeper. I was just looking at it this morning. I'm like, who would? Let's say they don't give you the Usman rematch.
Why would I fight Kobe? Why would I fight Usman?
I'm all about it.
Yeah.
But don't you think if Kobe and Usman are gonna take a fight against each other?
They might. We'll see. I mean, it don't look so promising right now.
It doesn't.
It don't look so promising right now. So you might see
you versus Kobe.
You might see Kobe getting fucked up soon.
But yeah, I agree, man.
Fights like that excite me. Leon Edwards, he's a beast. I covered his fights.
He's so good.
He's really good.
So good.
He's really sharp. He's really accurate. He's really
amazing.
humble.
But this is the problem with Leon Edwards. He's so amazing. However, especially in America, I know he's huge over in the UK, but here, not a lot of people know who he is. So it's just gonna be you selling the fight. And B, he's fucking good, man.
Yeah.
He's really, really good.
Yeah. I mean, I don't mind that, though. When somebody's really good, Till was really good.
Amazing.
They geared
He's
me
still
up.
gonna be good.
They geared me up to get ready to go. So Leon Edwards is a fight that if I was fighting him as champion, he came up, it would be like, let's go. This is a young kid. It was always the passing of the torch.
Always.
Like, I used to be Leon Edwards.
Yeah.
I used to be chill. I used to be the
That's how
guy
it goes.
hungry for the fight. Well, now it got to the point where I was the guy on the throne. I was the one that had a million red dots on me. Everybody wanted to fight me, you know what I mean? And I think a rematch with Usman makes sense. I think also a fight with Kobe makes sense. You know what I mean? Some other fights out here that make sense as well.
Let's say Kobe and Usman, they've come to agreement, they fight. So they're out.
Yeah.
Who would it be?
Why do I need to fight?
You don't have to fight.
I just wait and watch.
Then wait?
I wait and watch and whip the next ass to come out with the belt. I mean, that's not, I'm not saying that's what I'm going to do, but...
But you have that luxury.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I have that luxury. I mean...
You have the luxury, you don't have to do anything.
Yeah, I mean...
There's so much going on.
Financially, I'll be okay. The UFC not going to like it very much.
True.
But at the end of the day, like, you think Conor McGregor's going to come back and have to work his way up through the chain? You think Georges St. Pierre or if Bisping decided to come back in, he would have to start at the bottom and work his way all the way through? Why should I have to do that? I'll actually beat the #1 contenders when they were the #1 contender. I wasn't fighting super fights, so I feel like that alone should put me in a position where I should be able to go in there and just prove it to you guys once again.
I always wanted to see you versus GSP.
Yeah, well, you'll see us train here soon, but
Yeah.
like, that's a fight that, man, only one fight in my life that I'm like,
That you wanted.
I gotta have this fight.
I know.
He's so good, and he was so above his time. And he was so smart the way he trained. I modeled my training after the way he trained.
I feel like a lot of guys did.
Yeah.
He was such a pioneer. He set the blueprint for so many guys.
And you can't say you're the best, and you know he living, and you know he around, you know he still can fight.
How do you think, let's say him and Khabib did some super fight, you think he beats Khabib? Isn't that a great fight?
George has a lot of his great balance. Matt Hughes found out the hard way, and Johnny Hendricks even had a tough time, and he took Johnny down.
But both those guys you just mentioned ain't no Khabib.
Khabib, how do I package this? Khabib is a pressure fighter that's going to take 20 takedowns, and he only need 1 or 2 to get the job done. Georges St. Pierre, I think, is a distance keeper. He has a long range and a long distance. And
Great jab.
Great jab. He can keep you off of him. He's going to have the reach advantage, and I think if he takes him down, I think he has a more dangerous guard than some of the guys. But the thing about Khabib, the way he takes you down, he locks you up, he occupies your upper body, he foot sweeps you or trips you. That forces you in half guard or mount most of the time.
Yeah.
So he never really just, playing in somebody's guard.
No, or most guys, and it hasn't worked with anyone, his 28 fighters. Most guys, when they get taken down, they feel that they got to get back and create a base and they give him his back, which he just rides them.
I want to fight Khabib.
Also, I'd love that.
He's not going to take me down.
At 165.
Yeah, I'll fight him at a catch weight. I think we were talking about this in the gym. Funny you bring it up, and I'm impressed with Khabib, but I see a lot of openings.
Really?
I see a lot of openings the way he fight.
Probably for
style.
As far as the striking. Maybe.
I mean, just think about this. Me and you are fighting in a fight, right? Okay. Your #1 thing is you got a great jab, and you got a great low kick, right? You jab me, I make you hit me in the forehead. You break your left hand. You throw your right kick, I check and you break your leg.
Take away both.
What are you gonna do? His whole game is revolved around him having to be able to take you down.
But he's the ultimate specialist. He's like your boy Askren. Like, they're such specialists.
He's special at getting to that. By all means necessary, he will get you to the ground. His striking is revolved around, his clinch is revolved around. Everything he does is revolved around getting you to the ground.
Correct.
What happens when he can't get you to the ground?
Who has he not gotten to the ground, though?
I mean, I think I got the highest takedown defense in the history of the sport.
Oh, you're saying if you and him were...
If he fought me, he's not going to be taking me down with the shit he did to Dustin Poirier.
Yeah, he'd be...
those other people. He'll have a hard time.
It's going to be interesting when he's to your point, if he can't take you down and he's forced to engage...
And forced to stand there, or he takes you down and it's...
That's the only way you're going to beat him. But that's the only way
you got to punish him. It's like this. If I reach over and grab something out of your fucking plate, and you don't slap my hand, there's nothing that's going to stop me from reaching back over again.
Yeah.
So if he's taking a shot and people are so happy, oh, he didn't get that one. Motherfucker, he coming 10 times after that.
That's what he doesn't care.
But if he shoot and you stuff his takedown, and you grab his neck, and you punch him behind the armpit, punch him in the face, punch him in the body. He get up, you push him around, pull, take his ass down. Like, you gotta pressure him.
Yeah.
You gotta pressure him with low stance, low level strikes. You gotta be ready to knee. You can't knee him with your rear knee. I'm not gonna give him my whole game plan, but there's ways you can fight him and beat him. It's people that have had moments. Michael Johnson ain't strong and big enough and powerful enough to deal with Khabib.
Well, he had his moment as far as just rocking him off
He
the
had some
bat.
good, he had some those moments, but when it came down to just the gritty, grinding part of it, he don't possess it. Edson Barboza don't possess the takedown defense. And
He broke.
I mean, he took the beating from hell.
Ferguson might.
Ferguson
embraces
this
the
is
grind.
this. Ferguson.
To quote your boy DC.
Ferguson has, in my opinion, one of the best chances to do well against him because he's
Agreed.
so fucking offensive from his back.
Yes.
It may not be a bad idea to get taken down by Khabib.
You got to embrace the takedown.
Yeah, I
You're
mean,
gonna
you
get
got to
taken
brace it
down.
early. You don't want him all sweaty.
No.
Khabib doesn't have a huge neck.
Yeah.
So you being able to get all these different moves on him is not that great. So
Darcy's
if I was fucking Tony, walk Khabib down.
Which is what
Try to
Tony's
fuck
gonna
him
do.
up.
That's what
and
he
if
does.
Khabib takes you down,
Embrace it.
go grind his ass out.
Don't try getting back
Yeah.
up. Don't give him your back. Which him versus Tony's.
And then I think unorthodox gives Khabib problems.
Yes.
And then the thing that I see about Khabib is that, and granted, I know I'm sounding like Khabib's a fucking savage. Yeah,
So here's the thing. People think because we're discussing Khabib like this, if you just talk about how great Khabib is and how he's winning, the reason why I discuss Khabib and how to beat him is because it's a Rubik's Cube no one has figured out, and that's what
I'm definitely a fan
I'm
of
not
Khabib.
I don't hate it. Khabib's one of my favorite fighters. I think he's, to me, the best 155er on the planet. I think him and Tony fighting will determine that. So the reason why I always talk about how is someone going to beat Khabib, because no one's done it.
Yeah.
Not even close.
And it's easy for me to sit here and say that.
100% until you get in.
But how do you train with somebody that can produce the type of pressure that Khabib does, and also they can think like Khabib? Because Khabib may go for a body lock, go to foot sweep, maybe go to this. They don't know his second or third attack like Khabib knows.
Yeah, his chain
So
wrestling.
even if they come and do what they saw in the octagon, he may only be on level 1 because nobody can stop it.
Well,
he may have a second or third level that we don't know about. How can your training partners mimic that?
They can't.
They
Well,
can't.
you look at your boy Poirier in that fight in Abu Dhabi. You know, when he gets taken down in the second round, you see him look at the corner. You see him look at the corner, just like,
look- and they're looking
you got
at him like,
anything?
nigga,
They're like,
yeah.
he's like, anyone got anything? Because what we trained for the past 12 weeks, that shit ain't working.
Yeah.
He literally looked at him and just like, what are we? Anyone? And the coach was like, get up. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, we don't know, man. You can't train for
And
it.
that's why I like my squad, man. I got to credit my team. You know, Dean Thomas, Duke Rufus,
I
Eric
love
Brown, Ben Askren. They all, minds are so beautiful but so different. And they can do this. Most striking coaches and most MMA coaches have a huge ego, and they can't work together.
Correct.
I brought Raymond Daniels in the camp. I've had Sage Northcutt in camp. I've had different coaches in the camp. Eric has flown in from Wildcard here, flown to Milwaukee. Dean does the same thing. So their goal is for me to be the best and give me the best opportunity. Duke said, I'm not your striking coach. I'm your winning coach. So if a motherfucker
Whatever
put his
it
neck
takes.
out, choke his ass.
Choke his ass, yeah.
Don't drop
100%.
and knee him in the face and elbow him to make me feel good.
Yeah.
Beat his ass, win it, and dominate.
Your boy Ben Askren, who huge fan of. I'm so glad he's in the UFC. Obviously, the Masvidal fight. You know, shit happens.
I mean, he got fucking need. I mean,
shit happens.
He got
And you know
need, and we can be
Masvidal
like,
as well.
oh.
You guys train. All you guys are kind of, you know, from the same camp.
I trained with Masvidal for so many years, and he's been so quiet for so long. And just, you know, his fighting style speaks for itself. Now he's speaking a little bit
Isn't it
more.
good to see, though?
He's speaking a little bit more. He's talking, having more fun. And people, I've always saw him as a character. Like when we do a series called Fighter Rules, we did one on the we've always talked about Masvidal since the beginning, before he was a welterweight.
The
when he was a
hardcores
lightweight.
are. Like if
look,
you've
you
been
know
in the
about
game, it's like, he's kind of like the Nate Diaz in respect where there's so much respect for him.
Yeah.
Because you know he's just been grinding.
You can't make it through the specialists. You can't make it through the freestyle fighters. You can't make it through the USADA and still be at the top unless you're a G.
Yeah.
And he's been around through bare knuckle. Fucking
Kimbo Slice
Invictus,
days.
Kimbo Slice days,
great.
Bodog,
Yes.
you know, Bellator, Strikeforce. And now he's at a position where he's getting the biggest payday of his life.
He's an OG.
I mean,
But with Ben Askren, he's going to fight Damian Maia.
Yeah.
But again, I think Ben Askren is another guy.
he's going to school Damian Maia.
Agree. I think he
Jake
puts him in
Shields,
a knot.
Jake Shields, kind of wrote the book on how to you got to get Damian Maia to the mat.
Yes.
You got to get in his. You can't be in his half guard, but you got to get him to the mat, and you got to pressure him because if you allow him to do it to you, then he's long, he's static, and he can hang there.
If you get your back in half guard, that's where he dominates. You sit in his guard.
And Ben does extremely well against Jake Shields, so that just kind of tells you. I think that fight's gonna go well. I talked to Ben the other day, and a lot of people are like, "Oh my God, your friend got knocked out by." I'm like, dude.
Oh God.
I'm with CBDMD, so is he. I'm with Monster, so is he. I was with Metro PCS, so is he. We did a whole 2-day shoot, just me, Masvidal, and 2 rally car drivers flicking us in the fucking air, fucking 40 feet up and 100 feet across.
Jesus.
So this is work. Like, I'm not gonna be mean to him because he knocked out Ben. Now I'm not gonna be celebrating saying, I'm glad it happened to my friend.
No, but you respect the process of what he did, and Masvidal has worked his ass off. And then it's nothing against Ben Askren. It's not like Ben Askren got out-grappled for 25 minutes.
He got hit with the fastest shit we've ever seen.
And it was insane. But Ben, you know, that fight doesn't go like that 99 times out of 100. It's the one time it happened.
And then when I was doing a shoot with him, we was at
with Masvidal?
I was doing a CBD shoot with him, and then they was about to start talking about Ben. I said, well, let me tell you something. That's my guy.
You and Ben are close.
Yeah, I'm like,
college.
if y'all motherfuckers want to talk about Ben, that's your prerogative. But I'm not gonna stand here. I'm not gonna be an accessory to this conversation. I'm letting you know that's my guy. So if you got something negative to say, I'm just gonna step over here because you guys are due to have your own opinion for whatever reasons. But I'm not gonna sit here and listen to you talk about my guy. And I walked away, and they finished up, and we finished the shoot.
Nothing wrong with that.
That's respect. You know?
No, and I think Ben's gonna have a great career.
Yeah, and I talked to Ben after that because a lot of people were making a lot of buzz about it on the internet. I made sure he was cool because Ben has helped me. I went to Milwaukee basically because Ben asked me to come. Anthony Pettis asked me to come.
With Duke Rufus.
Yeah, and Duke Rufus had produced basically the Rubik's Cube to beating Southpaws from Orthodox stance. His brother was Southpaw, he was Orthodox. He learned how to beat it so well. That's what took me out there in 2015. You do the math, I fought Robbie, Wonder Boy, Damian Maia, Kelvin Gastelum, Darren Till, all these guys, and even beyond them, Kobe Covington was Southpaw, RDA is Southpaw. The welterweights, the top guys are pretty much Southpaw outside of me and Usman, which Usman switches. He switches, So it made sense, and then just the intimate setting of Milwaukee, no bells and whistles, just train your fucking ass off. And it's a small group of guys, but they very, very elite group of guys. It was a no-brainer. So
yeah, I root for all you guys, man.
So I had to call Ben because Ben helped me be fucking Gastelum.
Ben's gonna be fine. It's so easy to gang up on Ben, and obviously he does the social media stuff where it's if you're gonna throw shade like he does and be the funk master, people are gonna climb on top of you. But he knows what he's gonna be fine. I think he rolls Damian Maia up in knots. But I can't thank you enough, man. We've been asking you for a while to come on this. Nothing but love, man. You're the best,
brother. Big dog. And your shit was dope, too, by the way. Your stand-up show.
Oh, thanks, man.
It's called I Watched
Thanks,
It.
brother.
I don't watch many things twice. So if it's shit good, I watch it twice.
I'll take it.